Hi there YouTubers, so this is an updated surgery video, part 2, so this goes from the 12th of the 6th, which was last Thursday, till today, which is the 17th of the 6th, Tuesday. After 1 week of crutches, I went back to the podiatrist after my first exam, which was last Thursday, which lasted 3 hours. I was done by 12 o'clock, which was about an hour and 50 minutes or something. No. It started at 9:30, 10:30. 2.5 hours, let's just say here. He had a look and he scraped it back, resulting in having to hire crutches again due to the wound having to heal up again. He put on a sticker, which is just like this thing here, without a gauze. And when I went out to arrange another appointment, the blood seeped through and it leaked onto the carpet. I was standing there, Mum was like, "What's that? Is that from you?" I'm like, and I looked down, I was like, "Yes," and I literally was hopping, and my mum was grabbing my foot and I had to hop back in, and he had to wrap it up and put gauze on it and clean it out, and it dripped on the carpet, which was extremely embarrassing. But luckily the boss is really nice, and he was like, "Oh, I'll ring my wife to find out how to clean it up," and he was there cleaning up. So once I got home, I just used a walking stick, which was really hard to walk with, but I had to keep my foot elevated for a few hours. And I hired the next day I hired a different type of crutches. I'll just show you. So this is the type of crutches I got. These ones, you use your hands rather than having it under your armpit, which really hurts your armpits. Okay, so, and the next day I had to go to work, and I was like to my mum, "What about tomorrow?" She's like, "Oh yeah, the wedding." And it's like, "Okay." She's like, "Okay, the wedding you can put pressure on, but after that don't." I was like, "No, I meant work." And she's like, "Oh," he's like, "Can you get it off?" No, first he's like, "Yeah, okay, you can go to work," and later he's like, "Oh, actually, can you get it off?" And then he's like, "Wait, kitchen right, 3 hours." And Mum was like, "Yeah, it's a bit hard to get it off at such late notice, because it was already like 5:30, and I had to work the next day at 4:30, and everyone would have gone home already." I've got a stain in my shirt. Yeah, everyone would have gone home, so it would have been a bit hard. So I had to go to work the next day. So anyway, in the morning I stayed home, studied a bit, and then we went out to hire the crutches, and then I waited for my mum, and then we went to the another shopping centre, and we got some gloves, fingerless gloves, because your hands really hurt after a while using these. And then we picked up my brother and sister from the train station, and then we went to work, and my mum had to help me because I was limping. And the lady was like, "Oh, just sit down and get order your mum around," but I was still walking around and stuff. And then in the night we went to Fast Eddie's to have food, because we were super hungry and there wasn't really much food in the house, so we had like wedges, tempura, squid, and like chicken. That was the first time I really been out to eat since I've turned 20. Saturday I stayed at home. In the morning I studied for the Monday exam. Then we went out to a wedding, and some people were like, "Oh, you're on crutches again." And then we came home, and then I went to study at the university just about 10 minutes drive from here with my friend. I got there and then I walked up and then I waited for her. She came and then we studied from maybe 4:15 till 6 o'clock. And then we walked out of the library and she realised she forgot where she put her car, because she doesn't go to that uni, neither do I. And then this really nice lady comes and helps us. Well, I shouldn't say lady, student, let's say that. This really nice student comes and like takes us back into the library and shows us where to go. It's like, oh, that car park's still really far. Maybe you should call security and they can come pick you up, especially with your friend, like, friend referring to me, not being able to walk far. So anyway, we sat down and we waited for the security guy, and the security guy came and picked us up and took her to her car, which was actually quite far. I couldn't imagine walking there. It would have taken able person, so if I wasn't on crutches, it would have probably taken at least 20-25 minutes, half an hour. On crutches, probably double the time. So anyway, we got dropped off to her car park and we came home and then we had dinner. Sunday I went to church and I sang in the morning, and then we came back home, and then at night went to sing again. And then some people, I don't know where my gloves are, but I got fingerless gloves with like skull face on it. And this guy was like, "Oh, nice gloves, especially to wear to church." He's a paramedic. He likes to joke around. And another person was like, "What's with your gloves? Are you turning bogan? Oh, you better not be turning tomboyish, are you?" Nice, like joking around. Anyway. So most of the time I wear one shoe on my good foot, which is my left foot, and my right foot I wear booty. However, yesterday, I wear black Ugg boots, like this, which I don't particularly like wearing out. I like wearing fancy high Ugg boots out. Or anyway, so Monday, which was yesterday, I got dropped off at uni at 8:30. Yeah, by the time I got there it was already like 10 to 9 or something. I was smart enough this time to remember to actually bring a backpack. I walked through the law building, went across ECL buildings, etc., up the lift and past the library, and then had to go down 2 steps. 2 sets of stairs, and I figured out a method to get down the stairs without killing yourself or tripping over. Then I just went to the toilet, and then I sat down near the building where we're having the exam and just waited for it. And then I went to the exam. It was a 3 hours exam, but I was only there from 9:30 to 11 o'clock because I was finished, and a lot of people finished at like 10 o'clock or something. 10:30 or 10:15. I made a rookie error. I had the right answer, and for some reason I just thought it was the wrong answer, and then I changed it, and then later I was looking at my notes, I was like, crap, why did I do that? Why did I change the answer? I had the correct answer. Anyway, after that I went to the toilet, and then I walked to the library to have a drink, and then I think it was at least half an hour it took me to get to the bus stop. I hopped on with my good foot, and sat in the priority seat. Then I got off the bus, he put the ramp down. Then I walked into the train station, and this guy, and hopped on the train, just made it. And then when I got off at the train station, this guy that works at the train station was like, "What happened to you?" And I was like, "Oh, I had surgery." He's like, "Oh, that's no good. How long are you going to be on?" I was like, "Hopefully a couple of days." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then I waited 15 minutes for the bus, and it was really hard to get onto the bus to take me home because it was one of those old buses, and they literally have steps and they have a pole in between. So I was like hopping on with one foot, and I just had to grab my crutches, get on, find a seat. And when I got off, I just held the crutches in my hand and got down. The newer buses, they have a ramp, and they don't have the pole in the middle, and they don't have 2 steps to go up, so it's a lot easier. So yeah, and then I got home and I basically just did stuff, studied, watched TV, had dinner. What did we have for dinner? Pie. And then yeah, this morning got up, studied a bit. I should probably go and study more, but I have to make my way to uni because it's raining. And by the time my exam's at 2 o'clock, and by the time my mum gets back, it will just be too late to take me. Yeah, I have an appointment next week, and hopefully I have to change my driving lesson, so hopefully by next week I'll go back, and I'm not sure if he scrapes it again then I have to go on crutches again, which I really don't like. But yeah, I have been naughty and walking on my heel or walking without my crutches just because it's been really annoying. Oh, and haven't been changing the bandage every day. The last I changed it was, what's today? Sunday night, and I changed on Friday night. I didn't do it Saturday or Monday, which is bad, so I probably should. Anyway, my big question is, what surgery have you guys had? I've had several different surgeries. I've had stitches. Well, I can't really call it surgery, but I've had stitches on my forehead because I fell off a bike riding in the bush. That was when I was like maybe a kid, so 11 or 12 years old, or maybe slightly older. Sorry. And I've broken my arm. Well, let's say, let the question be, what type of surgery, or have you ever had a broken bone or something like that? So I've broken my arm, and I've also had operation to get rid of my sweaty hands. I was born with like seriously sweaty hands and feet, so I managed to, that was when I was 16. Yeah, so when I was 16 years old I had surgery to stop my sweaty hands. As a child it was pretty hard growing up with that because people didn't want to hold your hand because it was wet all the time, and like the teachers would think I was like licking the paper or something because there would all be wet marks and going on the computer and everything. It was horrible. So when I was 16 I decided to have an operation. I actually booked it in when I was 16 so I could still go to the children's hospital. Otherwise I would have had to go to a private hospital and pay $1,000 a night. So that was kind of scary, you know, being 16 years old and having this surgery. But I had it, and then a few weeks or months later, I think I had it in September, October, and December I went on a massive 3-week tour. And then this surgery here, as 20 years old, it wasn't scary at all, but it did hurt quite bad when they put the needle in. So yeah, I've had quite a lot done in the past couple of years. So I want to know what type of surgery you've had, or broken bone, or stitches, or whatever. And I shall see you guys soon for part 3. Bye!